piece of son of a fucking. So, guys, we're sorry. We don't know what's going on. Streamlab is just dropping us repeatedly. So we're going to do another. We're going to just continue where we were. We've backed up to the end of the last stream, and maybe I'll knit them together at some point if my head will allow. So we know what the last thing was. You guys heard. So we're just going to press on. We're going to keep labeling these part 2, part 3, part 4, and then we'll see if we can knit them together later. So we know that Brise is traveling down the valley, trying to hit the road that will lead to Balabry, and she's so she's been going for about an hour. The going is fairly rough. About hour and a half in, she sees an eagle, and really the only thing you missed is she waved it down because it seemed familiar. So it had to be one of Korakile's kin.
Right.
And the eagle makes a wide pass over her, and then comes down and lands on a rocky outcropping above and to her left. It simply regards you. It does seem to be a younger one. Maybe you've seen it over the keep when they were harassing the keep. Yeah. And it simply regards you.
I say, are you from Korakile's clan? Do you wish to speak with me?
Well, you summoned it.
Oh, I thought that's true. I saw it scanning the valley, but I say, are you? Well, I just asked, and are you from Korakile's tribe?
I am Atlu. I am his great niece.
Atlu. Okay. I ask how well. I guess I'm curious. First of all, were you scanning the valley for something?
If Korakile wishes you to know such, I'm sure I would have been told.
Well,
what is it you wish, human?
I wish to see if you know of a tribe of great eagles who sport significant white plumage. They've been seen flying over the Vetch, some of the valleys in the Vetch.
The Vetch?
Yes. Do you not wear the? I mean, I describe
because that's a you might call that a walker's term, right? That's
human term, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's what people and travelers call it, who use roads and so on.
Okay,
so you can just point and describe.
I would say, yeah, several valleys in this direction, where the growth is thick and tangled, and the yeah, I mean, hopefully that narrows it down for her.
That is Veshtar's clan, allies of my great uncles. The elders feel that things have gone too far unnoticed, and that has now changed. And now we will watch.
Okay. I ask if they've discovered anything significant happening in the valley.
You would have to speak to my great uncle about that, or to Veshtar himself, though he has little use for humans.
Okay, I don't like this. What's my I need to remember what my standing is with the Eagles. I feel like they've helped me a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess I have enough weight, you know, to maybe
Well, and
push back against her a little bit. I don't know if I want to overstep my bounds and make an enemy, but
what about making a friend? Don't you have news that is of interest about goings on in this valley?
I guess, yeah. I'm not sure what
Don't you?
they're interested in.
Don't you?
I don't know. Do you think they would be interested in the Iron Empress? Bolshad's plans?
An individual of power.
Okay.
How outraged would they be if they saw an undead great
Well,
eagle rise from the grave?
I tell her then that perhaps it would be how would I word it?
Of interest?
Right. Perhaps I know something about have heard news about this valley that you would be interested in, of a great power um, working in this valley. Of the necromantic type. I'll add in there a little bit of a juicy hook.
And you'll undo a button or so in your bodice?
Yes. I'll undo my God, I'm never gonna remember what the name of that thing is.
What thing?
The one I got that helps against demon possession.
Oh, the girdle.
Girdle. Why can I never remember that? I want to say grundle, but that's
Save that for later. There are mere bands of ogres and trolls here. Nothing unusual. Some undead. What do you speak of?
Many of those ogres and trolls are actually being controlled by
In
a sorceress
league?
in league, yeah, or in league with a sorceress who is gaining power in this valley. I would keep a close eye and watch for any suspicious movement among them.
Is there any reason that you're being coy?
Yes, because I don't want them to then, right, if they start poking around, and then Volshad might catch on and
link it to you.
Well, no, I mean, she might then be more secretive, right? I don't know if that's right. Right now, I have like knowledge that no one else but me knows, right?
No, but I mean, you could give. You don't want to give the location or the name.
Right.
Interesting.
Well,
I mean,
I don't know. These eagles, Kevin, I've interacted with the eagles before, and they seem a little. Remember, they tried like attacking the whole. Remember when they found Crowlem and like tried attacking him directly? Sure. And I thought that was a pretty risky. So that's
it was risky, but it was, you have to admit, more than you could have done. And had it worked, you wouldn't be complaining.
I don't know. It's so okay.
I mean,
why don't we roll? Let's roll Brise's. How does she feel about this eagle?
That's true. You're not super trusting.
Especially because she seemed kind of cold. So I just wanted to.
Right.
I'll roll how I feel. 70.
So you feel like, yes, they can be trusted with the information, but they can't be trusted not to act.
Okay.
And so, would you trust them with your life? Well, no, you're not there yet.
Right.
But if
you know what, they did end up attacking and ended up accidentally, setting this elven woman free, then I think that's good. So
right.
Then in that case, we'll go ahead and I'll tell them the full story.
Roll for me.
Unless 37.
What better scouts could you have?
Right. Exactly.
I mean, could they? I mean, could you work your way into a relationship such that you get an overhead view of this?
Right.
Sort of risk-free. Now, whether that means riding on the back of a great eagle or not, I don't know. But
okay,
but you could say, I mean, you could do as much as say, well, you probably give the name, and
Yeah.
say,
My thought is, have them surveil, right?
right.
And encourage them not to act unless they really think they can take her on.
Could you, I mean, they would be in a great position to fly to a room with a window and snatch some object that might be containing the spirit of this dreamweaver, wherever she is.
That's true.
But whatever actions they take, they are, if you forgive the sort of silly use of this word, but they're adults. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're soldiers for their own fortunes, and they have to take those risks.
Right. They are eagles, but they are intelligent adults. I agree.
Right.
That's hard to remember. Okay. No, but we'll give them, I will tell them pretty much everything then. So I'll say that, right, a necromancer named Volshad, is operating out of a village to the northwest of here, and has a certain soul of a sorceress trapped, and using that to gain power seeking to gain power among nobles and other people.
An elven woman is the spirit she has trapped.
This is true, yes.
Her tomb was raided many weeks ago. Laid bare by magical forces.
For that very sinister purpose.
That is the tomb of Bagandra. She was friends to the eagles many centuries ago. Your intuitive sense of Atlu is that she is just as aloof as she appears. She does hold herself above, the non-flying species. But she does. She is no friend of malevolence. I will tell my great uncle of this. And I will tell him from whence it comes.
Okay. Tell them Brise, Ajal of Miagral's Keep, gave you this information.
We all know your name.
Okay. I can never tell with these eagles. You just read their face and they don't.
I know. It is.
Well, and also that's the other thing is I keep thinking of them as animals, as in like, oh, they just want to guard their territory. But you're right. They probably do want to keep powers out of the valley, right? And keep a balance of some sort.
Well, they certainly don't want, some other power to force them out.
Right.
Because the goblins, have largely done that over the past 300 years they've hunted them down. I mean, you've sort of winced a few times being in a goblin home and seeing portraits of eagle slaughters, and you're just like, ugh, portraits of goblins standing, neck deep in a nest with axes raised,
right?
To smash eggs and things like that. As much as you like
that way, it makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eagles really are a struggling, or not struggling, but definitely.
There is a struggle here. and
Yes.
they are actively engaged in it and actively defending themselves and so on.
Yes.
Roll for me.
84.
You realize you're going to be observed more often than not by these eagles as you pass through the valley.
Right.
And if you have a peaceful interaction with one of these patrols, they need an explanation of that now, or otherwise it looks like you're in cahoots.
Wait, say that again. The eagles,
The
Korokai's
eagles,
eagles, or
any eagle who sees you just chatting with an undead because it's one of Volshad's creatures,
oh, sure.
you need to say, look, she believes I'm on her side.
Oh, good point. Good
And
point. You should add that.
yeah, so you just
I'll tell Abby that is yeah. Luckily I have encountered Volshad and fooled her into thinking I'm allied to her or one of her servants. I don't know. Hopefully I can keep up the act.
you should provide a description of Volshad now that you know
Sure.
that she's out and about. And the eagle tilts its head, taking that in. I have seen this woman. We knew that she was a magician because she would disappear from our sight many times. We too then must be cautious, the eagles, in our communication with you. You must not be seen talking to us.
Okay, right.
So long as we are in this valley or the next, and she gestures to the west, our communications can't be observed. So we probably cannot communicate at all.
I mentioned then that I am staying at Miagral Keep. If you do send an envoy out to there, I will try to.
You can't send an envoy out to a goblin keep.
Well, one landed near the keep a couple weeks ago.
Well, they can do that, but that's not to the keep, is it? That's
that's what I'm saying. Around yes, that's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. If you send an envoy out around the keep, I will make my way out and try to meet them in the mountainside. Yeah.
I will let the others know.
All right. Makes it difficult when everyone wants to hunt these eagles down.
It does. I mean, you're like, yeah. I can't think of an example even.
Normally, I could just invite someone into the keep and just okay, let's meet
have a conversation. Or I'll meet you in town even. You can't even do that.
Right.
You can even buy them a drink. You know, you can find them a creek. That's all you can do.
Exactly. Here's some worms.
Exactly. Here's a
I know where there's a giant worm.
That's right.
On fire.
It's delicious.
Spicy. Food.
She tells you, Atlu tells you, you must be careful in your travels to the south. There are great evils marching through the valley today.
Oh, wow.
An ogre clan is marching parallel to the road to the south. They seem to be moving furtively. But there are 16 of them.
I ask, are they moving towards the city, towards the town in that direction?
They are moving toward the goblin town.
Weird.
I will be tracking their progress. If they continue on their course, they will top the mountain nearest the river the river nearest the road. They will find that they will work their way to the passes there and then into the valley to the west. That will be north of your town.
Okay.
Where they are headed finally, I do not know.
Okay. I mentioned I would like to hear about their final destination if possible. But thank you for keeping an eye on them.
They do not bear the signs of the dagger and the serpent. They are unmarked. But there are many groups that do bear that mark.
Right.
We have let these valleys grow far too untended. It is time they were pruned. But there are other evils passing this way today. Some my sight cannot pierce. They are shrouded in shadow. They do not mean well, if my heart tells me so.
I'll have to be very careful then.
This is definitely unconnected to the 137 I rolled for level activity today. It occurred to me she would know. Like she would know most of the stuff
She
falling
would
in.
see everything that's happening. Yeah. Well, always fun in Karandrin when there's a lot of activity.
You may know too that there is a spot of light in this valley. A great and noble ent, a tree folk. She is a friend of Veshtar's. Her name is Valoon.
Yeah.
She is still within the valley. Your paths may cross. She may provide you shelter from the evils that pass this way.
Okay. As mentioned, I've met Balloon once. And that would be a blessing if come across them again. So. Well, actually, maybe I just remember our last interaction was a little tepid because I said I was friends with goblins, and she was like, "Uh-oh, you shouldn't really want to associate with me." So I will.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, shall we take a little break?
Yeah, I think
fly off, and you'll continue on your journey.
Exactly.
We apologize for the technical troubles thus far. We're going to risk taking a break, and hopefully it won't hopefully it won't crash while we're away. But if so, we might relaunch and do a part 3. We'll just do what it takes, I think, because I think this is going to be a fun stream.
Yeah.
So all right, gang. So give us just a few minutes, and Obi-Wan put neck romantic. That's hilarious. So give us just a bit. We're going to refill our drinks and stretch our legs a bit. So we hope you'll do the same, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Let me get Max back on here. There's Max. Lovely to see him. So, we just left conversation with Atlu, the female great eagle of Korakile's tribe. And we're proceeding through the valley that contained the Iron Empress's temple. Try to head back to Brise. Balabri and Lady Mia Gral's keep.
Keyword is try.
Yes. Let's see here. Oh, that's the role I should do. There is a chill coming, radiating with wind from the southeast. You see a shadow moving through the trees several hundred yards away. You see leaves wither and fall.
Okay.
It is going to pass behind you if it doesn't change direction. The shadow is like a haze. It covers, it looks like 30 or 40 feet wide.
Excuse me.
It's nothing about it rings a bell in terms of like stories or anything like this.
Yeah.
Its speed is creepily leisurely, slower than a walk even. What would you like to do?
So it doesn't change course at all. Does it kind of go in a straight path?
It's heading.
Stay and wait.
It's heading sort of, it's going to pass behind you some yards if it maintains that course. What ability to perceive it has, you've no idea.
Right. I'm afraid of sending Alani there to investigate and her getting consumed by that. Let's just stay put and watch it for a little while.
Maybe move down to some, like behind some knoll or something.
Yeah.
Get
a little bit of cover and then observe it.
Your horse begins acting very nervous. It's very jittery. It's getting harder to control.
Okay. Try calming him down. See if that helps.
His flesh is cold.
Ooh. Okay.
Now, if Lonnie lands on your shoulder and burrows against you, she is cold.
All right, let's actually get out of here. I don't want to risk my familiar or my horse. So we'll keep making my way southward, put some more distance between us.
How quickly, how quietly?
Let's go quietly. Not just quickly and quietly. How about that? Quietly.
You begin moving, skittering down, little ravines, some rocks scatter and so on, but you hope that it's well beyond the range of that creature's hearing. You're
Right.
sort of heading this way, as it's coming up the valley. You're trying to go away from it like that and more towards the mountains to the east. Sorry, to the west.
Right.
And a hand of shadow, enormous, like it's not quite as high as the castle walls of Miagral's Keep.
Mm.
An arm and hand come down and block your way about 30 yards ahead. It's black, and as you follow it, the mist fades away, and there is this enormous, rotting giant, and he is crawling his way through the valley. He is larger than any giant you've ever even heard about.
What?
It is a female. Her face hangs in tatters. Her eyes are a burning red. The bones of her arm are shrouded in shadow, and it fades. There are still tatters of flesh that hang through it. You could jump over a bone like it was a tree.
Oh my God.
Its forearm is probably as tall as any giant you've heard of.
And so this thing just describe it materialized from, or has it been here? I'm confused.
Apparently it doesn't disturb the vegetation other than, of course, withering leaves.
I see. As just this shadowy being of a undead giant.
And another arm comes down behind you. You're just in this arena of rotting flesh and shadow. The blazing red eyes regard you and lean forward into the arena. Your heart is chilled. Your horse goes down on one knee and finally rolls over. You clutch your chest, and you just see it studying you. Nolani is flopping and it's like almost in a seizure on the ground.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, time to roll up a new character, I guess. Please leave me alone.
The orb, the light-giving orb on your chest,
Right.
goes out and bursts.
Oh my gosh.
It turns its head as though it's listening, and a finger comes down beside you and draws some huge symbol in the soil. And then it lifts itself up and crawls away.
Okay.
And on it passes. You don't know how long you and your animals lay there. But you never thought you would feel warm again. You remember thinking that over and over and over again.
Wow.
You rise.
I will remember you, Quinn sings.
Your horse is very slow to get up. You feel very quickly Nalani's sort of warmth of life return, very quickly, very brightly, and that sort of helps spur you. You go to your horse, you open your water flask, you're just sort of rubbing it, trying to get it to drink, which is notoriously hard. And nothing for that? No, nobody. And the roll for me.
24.
There comes a thunderous striding through the forest. And Valoon emerges into the clearing where you are. They are ablaze. They're ablaze with light and warmth.
Wow.
She says, by the song of creation, I am sorry I was late. And strides to you and kneels down and just bathes you in this warming light, just coming from every part of her.
Oh my goodness. Every crevice. It's a tree. Whoa, don't get any bad ideas.
My God.
It's a female tree.
And she germinates the hell out of you. Just
some trees are both male and female.
They prefer they.
That's true.
Are you pronounce he and she? It's actually tree.
It's pretty good.
Do you like them? No, elm. No, it's not as good. It doesn't rhyme.
Velm.
Velma. Velma? How are you still alive? Why did it not devour you?
I wish I knew the answer to that as well. The symbol on the ground, I have enough awareness to look at that.
She has trodden upon it.
Oh my gosh, okay.
She steps back from where you were looking. She says, I didn't know. Make me a memory roll.
Okay. 38.
One part definitely looked like the turret of a castle. You were sort of weird to see that it was a building, right? You're like, a building. And then you went, oh, yeah. Right, it was a turret. There was another symbol beside it.
Oh, steps on the symbol. Okay. You go talk to Plesh, see if he can peer into my mind and see that clearly. Steps on the symbol. Castle and nothing else. Something else. Okay. I go ahead.
She says to you that a now glyph lets nothing have mercy. They are undead titans.
Oh my, okay. A now glyph?
I've sent it to you.
Oh, there we go. Now glyph. Ooh, I wonder if, I don't say this out loud, but I wonder if it's because I've interacted with Volshad. Do you think? Oh my God.
Why would the symbol not be the Iron Empress?
No, that's right. That's what I mean. Oh yeah, that would make sense. So that probably wouldn't be it. Okay. It's the creature's name. I ask, where did that thing come from and where is it headed?
Well, their power is incredible. Fortunately, they can only manifest in shadows that are their own size. And as beings over 100 feet tall, Those only occur at night or late in the day near mountains. But once present, they are a horror to behold. Valleys are destroyed by them.
Jeez.
Atlus sent me to you.
Oh, okay.
She said there was a great evil approaching, and that perhaps you would need aid, and that you were a friend of the eagles. I could have perhaps shielded its negative effects from you, but I could not have defeated it. Merely held it off until it lost interest. If it sent a symbol, then you are not of interest to it. But that would not have stopped it from devouring you.
Right.
Someone, and I cannot think who, is controlling it.
Right.
Roll for me.
21.
Yeah, no name occurs to you either.
Well, I asked Walloon then, so you're going to continue to track it then? Hopefully, until it hopefully soon stops.
The eagle can track it better than I.
Okay.
It's moving at such a slow pace. It's capable of much greater travel. As strange as it seems, the ones that crawl are the most dangerous. They have been around longer, and as their body decays, it loses structure but gains horrible powers. All the animals of this valley will feel as you have felt for days now. All bits of their soul being consumed by that ungodly creature. You should seek fire and beauty. Stay warm. I know you are still very near that thing, but I would not travel more today. The horse has rolled up onto its knees.
Right. How's he looking?
Just sad, just depressed, and
No.
and you feel it too. I mean, you feel it, just a grief in your heart.
Yeah. Oh my God.
mean, like all the light seems just less bright.
Right.
Obi-Wan has an idea. That's always a dangerous.
I have an idea. Well, my idea is to take Walloon's advice and find a nice place to rest and camp out, because I don't want to have, I don't want my animal friends to be not at 100%. And I already have my arms already kind of messed up anyway. So.
And hurting more now.
Yeah. Okay. Man, that is unfortunate. Well, at least maybe then the ogres will also have moved on as well.
Probably ran on. They,
Yeah.
I will be in the area keeping watch.
Fight against the sadness, Artax. Please, you're letting the sadness of the swamps get to you.
I don't know what that's a reference to.
Me neither. Quick Google search for Artax.
No.
Mayor.
You let Quinn handle that. Quinn.
Well, it leads me to a disambiguation page, so I didn't learn anything new. So
That's it. Quinn is a disambiguation page.
yeah. Okay. I thank her for coming to my aid, and told her I will stay put for the night and appreciate the being watched over.
Most traumatic event of our childhood.
Who was our in this situation?
He knows a lot about you.
Yeah.
Oh, the never-ending story.
Oh.
Which was
it's still going on, actually.
That's right. The never-ending story, which is what cracks me up. That's the second movie. The director of that movie, right? The movie he directed before that, Das Boot. I am not kidding.
I've heard of it. What is Das Boot?
It's a famous German film about some German submariners in World War II.
Wow.
It's really good. It's really good. And famous. It's sort of a famous example of cinema generally and German cinema specifically. But
that is weird.
It's quite a gift.
My favorite example of that is director of Her. Right? Remember the movie that he also did Where the Wild Things Are, the film adaptation, and I think he did Being John Malkovich, and then he also did like 5 seasons of Jackass. Just like some of these weird like emotional movies, and then just like tons of Jackass.
Oh my gosh. Das boot you off the stream, Obi-Wan says. That's fantastic. Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, okay. I think I'll I don't know if I have anything else to ask Walloon. I will let her know about Volshad. Might as well tell her the same info I told Atliu. So relay that story to her, see if she has any knowledge of it.
Interesting. Well, I'm pleased that there's someone here to trouble the goblins. That pleases me immensely. Do you want to tell her the machinations she's involved in terms of trying to influence things among the nobles, or just the fact of her and where she is?
Just the fact of her and where she is, and that she is growing in power, right?
Hers would be the symbol on the creatures in the valley.
That's right.
So this symbol is not that symbol.
That is something else, yes.
I see.
No, you don't. You stomped on it.
If it were the Iron Empress, it would be the Iron Empress's symbol. This was a demonstration of power. This is an opposing necromancer.
That would make sense. That does check out.
Even the direction it was moving checks out.
Which is toward southeast.
It was coming from the southeast.
Oh, coming from the southeast, right? So toward the temple.
Toward the village.
Toward the village. Oh my gosh.
I would be willing to bet that all of the undead now in this valley have been consumed. Those patrols are no more. The ogres probably fled. Probably you bearing no symbol probably saved you.
That's true. Thank goodness. Move over, Iron Empress. Here comes the barren oxidation.
Barren.
That's really fun. I don't know why.
Yeah,
They sound like wrestling, like MMA wrestling opponents. The Iron Empress and their arch nemesis, barren
oxidation. I feel like we're missing. Like I feel like there's like I don't know, I feel like there's another joke there, and I can't.
Well, I no, that's what I love about it, is that it feels incomplete.
It's a double thread. It's poxidation.
Oh no. Oh my goodness. That was pretty good. Okay. Thank goodness I wasn't bearing. I mean, so if we wanted to find out, how would we find out more about who this other necromancer is then? They obviously are more covert. They aren't wearing a symbol or anything. Or the symbol they drew could be a hint, but I would need to.
Yeah, there's no way to
remember that. Yeah. Okay.
It does occur to you that there's no rusty drawers. Oh man, probably also a female then.
Oh boy.
So the as clumsily as that Titan was controlled, the mark had to be dug very deeply, right? I mean, hands that big.
Yeah, I suppose.
So
if I could like clear off some of the earth that was trampled.
Right, and just look for deeper markings.
Okay.
And you there it is. Clear it off.
Good stuff.
It is a chariot beside a turret. And you have seen that symbol before. On the pinned soldiers in the temple.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It is some Pen Lord, presumably of the north.
When you say the Pen soldiers, do you mean the 2 undead soldiers that I fought early on, or all of them?
All of them.
Okay.
Have the same gear on.
Continue, yeah. So I'll share that information with one, that there were many Pen soldiers in the temple, some of them undead, but they bore this mark as well. But I also mentioned that I know, don't we have a date of the Pen soldiers? Because didn't I have like a
I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, wasn't it 20-something years ago, 10-something years ago? I mean, it
sounds about right. Like, yeah, a decade or two. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's feasible. Yeah.
Well, it's certainly feasible because the house crest doesn't change, right? It just continues.
Right. Well, I mean, it might change after like 100 years, right? But I guess, yeah, in 10 years, it would make sense that it's the exact same.
Well, of course, to say exact is difficult to say, right? One is a giant.
That's true.
One is a drawing with essentially a plow, and the other is actual careful needlework.
Right. The giant just starts like pulling out fabric and starts like.
That's right. Hang on, I'm almost done.
Okay. Interesting. So this house must have a stake in this valley still, and has had a stake in it for years.
Oh, they don't want one valley. No king, no lord wants one valley. They want all the valleys that they feel they're all interconnected, right? They're gonna
It's a weird way to go about it, though. Instead of mobilizing a war, yeah, I guess they're actually sending in
then is it just a show of power?
Right.
To Volshot, as an example,
Right. They
say,
knew.
look what we can do. Join us, or
Interesting.
quit
Yeah.
meddling.
Hmm.
Oh, quit sending my lord dreams.
Mm. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So many more questions. This penthouse. This penthouse must be opposed to Volshad for some reason.
At least knows Volshad. I mean,
I
and
mean, yeah, maybe not opposed, but yeah, must be interacting with them in some way. Yeah. Hmm. And you know what? It's interesting. It would make sense. All the pen soldiers I found were frozen or undead. So it'd be interesting to see if maybe there were more undead pen soldiers. This was like a necromancer who had sent them in here.
right.
Wow.
I mean, certainly, 15, 25 years, um, I mean, that's in the operating range of almost every being alive, right? I mean,
Right.
except that the pen soldiers that were frozen by the amber throwing lizards, that they were not undead. That is to say,
Right.
they were living.
But that thing, could they have been prevented from being undead because of the crystals? Seems likely.
Possibly, but then what are we saying? That the necromancer, this pen hired necromancer, pen associated necromancer, was living in the temple. They invaded and he killed them. I mean, so where's the connection there? You know, um,
No, that they were sent to the temple. Some of them got frozen, some of them died. So he
okay,
revived the ones that he could. And those
I
ones
see.
he encountered.
But then why leave them? Why go to the
Right.
effort of
Exactly.
reviving?
And that's what's weird. Yeah.
Right.
Why would he abandon them and then choose this giant instead? Well, unless they were patrolling. I don't know. Because I encountered them, I had made some noise and they kind of came after me.
Yes. Yeah, they had passed you by,
Right.
and you saw them and you let them go by, but then you made noise and they charged back.
Right.
I don't know. And I mean, the odds that you found them. I mean, surely the influence of that temple is evil enough to corrupt the noblest of souls. After,
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to say. I mean, you found undead also that didn't seem to have any bearing one way or the other.
Right. Right.
Um,
Don't know enough, it seems.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
I'm not sure how we'd find out more besides going back to the temple and doing more research. Might just have to also just go back to the keep and look up that emblem and see if that house has a known history.
right.
Okay.
I mean, even in 15 and 25 years, it's unlikely that house has been driven to extinction.
Right.
So even just drawing it for some of the soldiery or Athene, you should be able to.
Man, which reminds me of something I didn't even think about trying, but remember that Volshad has that kind of key word that seems to unlock a lot of her magic abilities. I think it's blood for the throne. I wonder if I would say that near the Elven Woman's prison. That would be an interesting if I ever get close enough to do that.
But that was a particular elven plot.
It was. But just you mentioned that reminded me that her magic
Sure.
typically has that, backdoor, as they call it. So keep that in mind. Okay, interesting. Penthouse arms. Okay, I think that's all I had to talk with Walloon about. Anything else she has for me?
She's, tells you, Make a fire until you feel warm. Make sure your horse is near it as well.
Do that right now.
And she's sort of gonna walk just walk through the night and day, and because she warns you that another encounter of that power, even if it touches you not one bit, you and your animals will pass into shadow. There'll be nothing that anyone can do.
To the shadow realm.
All
right.
So she strides off relatively quietly. There's the mark of the tower and the chariot, and for some reason you just don't want to erase it. You're just like, it just keeps drawing your attention, and you keep considering it. Not that there's anything more to do with it,
right.
But it's just preoccupying you.
Mm-hmm.
You find ample firewood. You get a good blaze going. You find yourself dozing. You have chilling dreams, and you just wake yourself up and you scoot closer to the fire, throw a few more logs on. You keep drifting asleep throughout the day.
Okay.
Three ogres just wander into camp.
Oh my God, dude.
They are ashen. They are beginning to rot. And they have clearly torn off emblems of the Iron Empress.
Okay. I will go to, I don't know what I'm going to do against three ogres. I will get ready to run away is what I will do.
Nalani is on your shoulder. The horse is just too weak to move. They look at you. They stand at the edge of your firelight. And one opens its mouth, and a voice comes out of it. A heavily accented fax language.
Okay.
It's pen accented. There's no question. And it says, "Join us or be crushed beneath the wheels of our house." The mouth closes, and the ogres continue to stride into the dark.
Oh, man. Kevin, you're making I'm only 27. I've got like high blood pressure now from one stream. Oh, okay.
You're done with sleep for the night.
Yep.
You just sit up all night with your spear flail beside you.
I meant to ask, is the Akal the creature around my neck when it burst, right? Is it just... in pieces everywhere, or
Yeah, I mean,
is it a creature? Like, yeah, I don't know what happened to it. If I can even recover pieces of it.
it, I mean, as you sort of pick it apart, it's this little coiled creature.
Hmm.
It had fins on its side. It is sort of mottled pink and purple. You would describe it as fish-like, probably, but coiled. I mean, uncoiled, it's probably 3-4 inches long. Um,
Hmm.
there was apparently a fluid inside,
Right.
and that's what burst, and it appears to be lifeless. And you sort of bury it as gently as you can, and
Yeah.
make a little bed of leaves and put it in there and cover it with leaves and then bury it so that Nalani doesn't eat it like
Get superpowers.
a baby Yoda. Um, um,
Right. And then in terms of spending the rest of the night, I mean, yeah, just keep guard. I don't know if I want to cast like calm or something on myself, but I think I'd rather just.
I mean, knock it out. I mean, you might as well try
I mean,
something.
I might try to cast sleep on myself.
Okay.
I don't know if that's
Or calm, for that matter, and see if that's enough.
what would right. I don't know what would be better. I guess yeah. Let me try it. Let me try casting calm. Level 3, Way of the Spirit, 69. All right.
3 exhaustion. You definitely start nodding off, and then you wake up immediately with nightmares.
Okay.
Do you have any alcohol on you?
No, and I was thinking I really should just, especially because Brise likes to drink, she should really just have a bottle of wine on her usually,
Yeah.
or something, flagon, something. No, flagon's the pitcher, right?
Well, you can get a water skin.
Exactly.
Yeah, a wine skin, but we'll just call
Actually,
it.
I do have another spare water skin. I should just fill it up with something
tasty.
Something tasty, yeah. But okay. All right.
So dawn comes. You're at 30 exhaustion because you are that tired. All the treetops you can see from your vantage are brown now. Your horse is doing better. Nalani seems to have rebounded really quickly. And you sort of focus on her just feelings of sort of vivaciousness and a lust for life and so on.
Do I have that same kind of pain from before as well, like the headache? I think we said we kind of pushed through that, right? So does that linger or?
Head is better.
Okay.
Hand is not better.
Okay.
You're back to a -25 with actions for that hand.
Man. You know, I completely forgot. We said when I was leading my horse, I guess I would have held my shield in that hand, but I don't know if I would even do that, right? Because if I take an impact on that, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. It's not broken. So
it's not, I mean, it's one of those things where there are no good choices.
Right? Yeah, you're right. Okay. I would carry the shield anyway, just better to block an attack than.
Yeah. Had you been, hit or something, I would have rolled, and a sufficiently high roll would have make you drop the shield. But
man, this is one of those sessions where I just have like pages of notes.
Yeah.
Many things. Okay. I mean, 30 exhaustion. Maybe I go a little bit further just to get out of this dead area, right? Maybe somewhere a little cleaner and find a stream or something, but rest there again.
Yeah. You bundle up.
Oh, it's the 15th.
So you ate very little yesterday. I mean, we have an accurate count of what you ate. So we'll put you down for a breakfast now.
Okay.
We'll put that on your bill. And so you have to coax your horse up. Roll for me.
62.
You get him going very slowly. You know, you just keep patting him and walking, patting him and walking.
Right. I mean, I do have a, where's the potion? Exhaustion. Yeah, I do have 2 potions of vigor. I think it's, I'm gonna, I don't want to be at 30 exhaustion in the wilderness. So I'm going to take a potion of vigor.
Okay.
My potion pouch on my horse, and increases strength and restores exhaustion. So let's just see if it'll perk me up a little bit.
You gain 50 exhaustion.
Oh, wonderful. Potion of vigor, man, it feels a lot like meth. Goodness.
That's how they did the Blitzkrieg. Nothing but meth.
Okay.
Was it 4 days without sleep? The Blitzkrieg. They just kept going, taking meth.
50 exhaustion.
So,
okay. Well, if I feel, I didn't think it would give me that much. If I feel that, if it's that much, then I might be feeling good enough to continue.
So your horse you're worried about.
Right, exactly. So
just
we'll
barely, just barely.
Right.
It's not even a stroll for you, how slowly it's moving. You're having to help it down slopes. It barely will lift its legs, like over branches and logs that have fallen, things like that.
Oh, poor thing.
Nalani makes a cry in the air and looks up. You focus on her, and Altu is descending.
Okay.
Follows her down to a clearing in front of you. You can't see Altu yet, but you work your way there after several minutes. Not that it matters, human, but the great creature is gone.
Well, that is a relief.
It coiled about the tiny village and then disappeared.
Huh.
The people move about. They do not seem harmed. And what ogres and unholy creatures there were in the valley have fled or been destroyed.
Wow.
A new flag, though, flies above the tiny hamlet.
Oh my gosh.
It is that of a tower and some wheeled vehicle.
Right. I tell her that I believe the the giant was affiliated with that symbol. I believe a necromancer must have claimed that village for themselves.
The creature was a giant. I could not pierce it with my sight. Your horse seems extremely unwell. I could put it out of its misery for you.
No. We're going to take it easy, and I hope I can restore him back to health. He's not injured. It's just the effect of the creature.
Very well. Though a bit of horse flesh would have been quite tasty.
Go find your own horse flesh. Don't take mine. All right, Brise really likes horses. Or Brise probably like, what, you eat horse? Oh my god, okay. Jeez. I don't know, I guess, is horse flesh consumed in this era? I guess, maybe, I don't know.
It was for a long time.
You probably would like kill a horse if it had no more use, and then
the last horse butcher selling horse meat in England was closed down in like 1950 something.
Okay.
So, it just varies. The goblins certainly don't care. They prefer pig. Pig is really their animal.
Or eagle.
Or eagle.
Eagle drumsticks.
That's right. Wings. Oh, they love wings. The size of an aircraft carrier wings. That's so they like buffalo eating wings. That's,
my gosh.
So
okay.
She gives you a little bow and then launches herself into the air. You make it another hour or so. You're hopefully a couple miles away from where you started. Oh my God. That's hilarious, Obi-Wan. That's from, oh baby, what was that called? It's Nick Park who did, dang it, he did, what was the chicken movie? Not Chicken Little, but the Chicken Run. That's right. Nick Park. And he does some television series that are fantastic where they do interviews with humans, but then they animate the voiceover for animals.
I've heard of this, yeah.
And is it Animal Noises? I can't remember what it's called, but it's man, it's so funny. And there's one where they're interviewing this guy, I think from Minnesota, and he talks, and the animation is this little bird sitting on the back of a horse. Mm-hmm. And this little bird's talking. He's like, he goes, out here in Minnesota, you got to be willing to eat anything in case the snows come. I mean, caribou, elk, of course, the beef. And then they have him go, Creature Comforts. Thanks, Obi-Wan. Yeah, it's so funny. That I love Creature Comforts. We just get a kick out of watching that every now and then. But that little silent. Anyway, but you think it's a good place to make camp. You do have a stream running down. The sound of it, you find cheering. There is more green, less brown here. So again, you gather good firewood. We'll call it mid-afternoon. You still need sleep. You're still not mentally great. We'll put you down here at the sort of midday on the 15th. Is that right?
And, okay.
And so I think it's a good place to
stop. Yeah.
So we're streaming next Wednesday, right? I'm not mistaken about that.
Yeah, that should be good.
So I've already got it posted on YouTube itself, scheduled. So, Um, well, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed that. That was pretty tense.
It was a doozy.
So, as always, we're happy to do this. We really enjoy it, and we appreciate you guys coming and watching. If you think we're doing a good job, hop to Donor Box and send us a little love. If you want to hear more from Max, and I think you should, then go to his YouTube channel where he discusses the role of music and original soundtracks in video games. Thanks, as always, to Elliot Dunovitz for their terrific character art that we use most sessions. You can find more of their work at artstation.com/Tortalua. And I've written a book called A Shore Too Far, and you can find it on Amazon. And so I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed writing it. Max, say goodbye to the lovely people.
Do you want to say I've read the first couple chapters of A Shore Too Far, and it's a good start. It's pulled me in, so
good.
Try to.
Good.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the episode, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
That's right.
Same place. And sorry about the technical difficulties, but
no kidding, man.
The first time that's happened, that was really weird.
Yeah. So, all right. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
All right.